This is 7 News, the voice of the coast.
Tonight, a man's hand severed in a violent assault in Coffs Harbour. Byron battens down for Blues Fest, but will it be the final bash?
I'm Daniel Gibson. Later on this news hour at 6:30, the hunt for a man accused of a horrific act on an elderly woman and a shocking drive-by shooting, this time in Sydney's west.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. A man's left hand has been cut off in a violent assault on the Coffs coast. Liz Penny joins us tonight from Coffs Harbour. And Liz, do we know what sparked the altercation?
Look, the attack occurred at about 6:45 a.m. this morning at a home in Coffs Harbour's Tormina Place. Police have been told the 59-year-old man was assaulted by 2 men. One is allegedly known to the man. Now, the victim was airlifted to John Hunter Hospital. 2 women, aged 58 and 80, were in the premises at the time but were not injured. Now, a crime scene has been established and an investigation has been launched. Now, police are calling for anyone with dash cam or mobile phone footage to come forward.
All right, Liz Penny, thanks for the update from Coffs Harbour. Well, police have launched a major crackdown on bad drivers ahead of the Easter long weekend. The number of lives lost on our roads already at an alarming level.
The death toll for March has reached a tragic high. 41 people dead on our roads, the highest month on record since 2019.
Last Easter, 7 people lost their lives on New South Wales roads. This year, we want that number to be 0.
Double demerits across back-to-back weekends means your licence could be gone in a flash.
The flash of a speed camera, a seatbelt camera, a mobile phone camera, or the flash of a white highway patrol bonnet in your mirrors.
In total, 103 drivers statewide have lost their lives since the beginning of the year. Alarmingly, 1/3 of these were riding a motorcycle.
Our message to motorcyclists and to cars travelling around motorcyclists, please take extra care. We need to reverse this escalating trend.
Motorists with fully loaded cars travelling at high speed posing a major threat.
In good conditions, braking from 100 kilometres an hour will take you about the length of a football field to pull up.
Regional roads amongst the deadliest.
And of course, we've got the Blues Fest on at Byron Bay over the Easter long weekend, so that'll attract a lot of traffic.
Drivers on the Coffs Coast also advised to anticipate very heavy congestion, a major pinch point due to the bypass build and a dozen sets of traffic lights in the CBD. Motorists advised to allow an extra 40 minutes travel time in peak periods.
Please be patient, give yourself plenty of breaks. And if you feel yourself getting frustrated in some of the traffic in Coffs Harbour, great place to pull over and take a break.
Liz Penny, 7 News.
Royal Lifesaving is urging all holiday makers to play it safe on the water these school holidays. The Easter long weekend in particular is notoriously bad for drownings.
The Easter long weekend is a time for holidays and getting away from it all. It's also a time of danger, and surf lifesavers are worried.
Water's warm, mostly the weather's pretty good, and they want to enjoy themselves. So we sort of get a lot of people in a very short period of time, and they don't take as many precautions, let's say, as they should do.
This summer, there were 104 drowning deaths, a 15% increase on past years. People are being reminded to stay vigilant around waterways.
This weekend we're going to have pretty hot temperatures. We're also going to have fairly big swell, so it's really important that you don't swim at an unpatrolled beach.
It's important to swim at patrolled beaches in between the red and yellow flags. And if you're swimming in rivers, lakes and waterways, you need to understand the conditions.
We've got to make sure that we've got all our gear and equipment ready to go just in case there's an emergency call out at an unpatrolled beach. We've got full patrols Saturdays and Sundays, and I know the council lifeguards are on Monday to Friday.
With an unseasonably warm autumn, this long weekend will see thousands of people head for water. Swimmers are advised to have fun, but be careful.
Yeah, make sure you enjoy yourself, but make sure you stay safe, keep your family and friends close to you, and swim at a patrolled beach.
Medina Wells, 7 News.
Music fans have already started setting up camp for Blues Fest in Byron Bay. Now, this year's event was supposed to be its swan song, but already there's talk the popular festival could live on and make a return in 2026.
Setting up the camping chairs and rolling out the blow-up mattresses, festival goers are ready to get their groove on.
But I think we're going to enjoy it. How's that sound? If it's going to be the last, we might as well do it in style.
Thousands of campers rolling up in droves since 9 o'clock this morning, eager to get into the Blues Fest venue.
We didn't really anticipate all the campers to come in, and there was about a 2-kilometre line up outside. So should have got a takeaway coffee and chilled out in the truck.
Come up from Bowen Heads down on the south coast. A few days travel, Sydney and Amber on the way.
Some enjoying Byron Bay before settling into camp, purchasing the perfect hat for whatever the weather throws their way.
I've got an Akubra, but it won't go good in the wet, and there's been a bit of rain around, so I've got something a bit more waterproof and still want to look the part.
We're optimistic. We've looked at it. You know, I think it's the rain's finished now. Bring the sun cream out, I think.
Workers are putting the final touches on the venue ahead of Blues Fest tomorrow. This long weekend was supposed to be the final festival ever, but we could see it back in Byron Bay again next year.
Visibly, I'm hearing some whispers, but who knows? You know, if it's the last one or there's more to come, we're going to be here.
Always a chance it might come back. They're still trying, so you never know.
The merge table ready to go, stages also equipped for artists, food trucks stocking up for the 4-day event.
We've bought about a tonne of chicken and about 2 pallets of fries. So everything's made fresh to order.
Blues Fest, $2.25, let's go.
Elise Holden, 7 News.
The Coalition is making a play for the regional vote, promising more doctors for country towns. Now, the Nationals say $100 million from the Regional Australia Future Fund will be spent on attracting more GPs. Samantha Crowe joins us live now. And Sam, where exactly will that money be spent?
Nick, the money would be spent on more medical students as well as better training facilities and student accommodation. The Nationals insisting that the GP shortage needs a long-term solution. A health crisis that's crippling the country, a GP shortage hitting Australian families hard.
I did try and get an appointment for my son yesterday, but not been able to get an appointment, have we?
No. It's always a problem. I mean, you used to have one, used to go all the time, but you just got the way you couldn't go in there, so I just go wherever I can now.
The Federal Coalition today pledging $100 million to fund 200 Commonwealth-supported medical placements for regional Australia, insisting Labor's removal of priority areas has pulled GPs away from the regions.
We saw 6 doctors in this electorate alone leave and put more pressure on the practitioners around here. We see books closed all over the place.
The Labor Party has pledged $8.5 billion over 4 years to deliver universal bulk billing, but the Nationals insist the problem is more the shortfall in the workforce.
What we've got to do is increase supply, but we should be investing in our own, and this is a long-term commitment. The short term is about increasing supply through migration.
In addition to more medical placements, the $100 million remote health strategy would upgrade teaching facilities, labs and student accommodation to attract more students and interns into the regions.
We know that if these young doctors get out into community general practice, they're more likely to stay in the practice, and that's where we need our GPs to be.
Samantha Crowe, 7 News.
A task force is checking for a potentially deadly dust during tunnelling in the Coffs Harbour bypass. Crystalline silica is naturally occurring in stone, but it can be fatal if it's inhaled. Inspectors from SafeWork New South Wales will make sure the systems are in place to monitor air quality, now protecting road workers from exposure to that dust.
Make sure that the right engineering controls are in place and that people are wearing the right respiratory protection to protect their lungs from getting this fatal disease that is preventable.
Now, initial inspections show there are good systems already in place in the Coffs bypass tunnels. The project installing good ventilation and training staff to make sure they know how to protect themselves. More residents can now get themselves vaccinated against Japanese encephalitis. It is being expanded to those in Uralla, Glen Innes, Kyogle, Lismore and the Richmond Valley. The eligibility criteria has also been simplified to make it easier, so anyone living or working in those LGAs of concern, or if you're over the age of 2, is eligible to get the jab. Now in New South Wales this year, 5 people have had the virus and sadly 2 have died. The vaccine is just one way to protect yourself from the virus these Easter holidays.
Aussies are still around. Mosquitoes can transmit horrible viruses, including Japanese encephalitis. Make sure that you cover up and use an insect repellent that's effective against mosquitoes.
Now you can always get jabbed from the local GP, the Aboriginal Health Service or your pharmacist, but it is always a good idea to make sure that you call ahead. For a look at all of today's weather conditions, our resident weather expert Kirste is here. And Kirste, quite a nice day.
Yeah, after some showers, it started to clear up a little today. Nick, hello to you and hello everyone. We had some patchy clouds around, a few scattered showers too, mainly for the mid-coast and mainly really south of Port Macquarie. Further north, it was a fine and sunny day. Through Dorrigo, we've recorded about 1 millimetre of rain with temperatures through Taree, Foster and through Kempsey in the low 20s with breezy southwesterly winds. A little warmer through Grafton, the mid-20s today, but it felt cooler with the wind chill, a top of 22 in Byron and 25 on the Queensland border. Now temperatures will be similar again tomorrow, the low to mid-20s. That's ahead of quite a hot start to the Easter weekend. Now there is still just a light chance of some showers forecast though. I'll tell you when and where we can expect that weather before that sunshine arrives a little later on in the bulletin.
Okay, so we might need to plan an indoor Easter egg hunt.
Well, maybe just for some regions, but it's looking pretty good to the second half of the weekend.
Well, Kirste, that sounds excellent.
Yeah, nice one. I like that.
Like what I did there?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Kirste. She always laughs at my jokes. Up next in 7 News, Coffs Harbour's Soup Kitchen on the hunt for a new home. And speaking of the Easter Bunny, the Easter Tasmanian Devil returns to her home turf.
And a little later on, this news hour, a home sprayed with bullets in a drive-by shooting. New details into Hollywood actor Gene Hackman's final days. And could exercise before bed be keeping us up all night? We'll find out that and plenty more. See you tonight, 6:30.